Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here and welcome back to LoveSick Darlings. In the last episode, we've been told that it is not the best idea now to pursue Jayda because I believe all of the paths or all of the different possibilities have ended until we encounter a Wednesday afternoon or a Sunday morning where a gaming tournament is apparently active. So we're going to be concentrating on one of the other two characters, namely Steph. Oh, I should totally let Steph know that I finished the first book of Around the Galaxy. Steph, I was meaning to tell you. Steph looks up from her book she was reading. I finished Around the Galaxy the other night. Steph closes her book with a snap. Really? You did? Already? That's awesome. Yeah. What did you think? Who was your favourite character? And your second favourite? Or did you have a favourite planet storyline? Wait, no. What did you think of the ending? Okay, one question at a time. Please tell me everything. She continues like this for a bit as I try to answer her questions. Sorry. I get a bit excited when it comes to this. No, don't be. I get like this about things too. I'm the exact same about things I'm excited about, don't worry. Oh, it's good to know that I'm not alone at least. I guess it's been a while since I got to recommend these books to someone. I mean, like I said the other day, it's kind of hard to find many people around here who care much about books. And even when I do, rarely do they want to read some old sci-fi epic. Wait, really? Around the Galaxy gets kind of gets stereotyped as a generic young adult series, which makes a lot of critical thinkers and readers scoff a bit at it. Sorry. I guess I would call these people true hipsters or something. Try-hard intellectuals. Basically, they read a bit of Hemingway and suddenly feel like they're so much better than everyone else. Right. Who the hell is Hemingway? It must seem ironic me calling other people hipsters, right? Not at all, man. Not at all. Just saying my Discord so it's busy. Huh? Well, hold on. What would you calling other people hipsters? Not really. Not really. Really? Yeah. Huh? Okay, that was the wrong choice then. Kind of. Well, kind of, I suppose. Yeah. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people use this series as the butt of jokes. How is that possible? I mean, granted, I haven't read a book in full for a while now, but Around the Galaxy was amazing, the first one at least. I literally don't remember the last time a book or any piece of media absorbed me so deeply. I didn't tell you, but the first night I started reading it, I stayed up super late getting through those first few chapters. I literally couldn't put it down. You mean, it's why I was so tired and covered in makeup that other Thursday. I remember now. What am I saying? I didn't mean to get so carried away. I guess I didn't realise how much I loved Around the Galaxy till now. Hearing Steph talk about try hard putting it down, it made me want to defend it without even realising what I was saying. I'm glad. It's rare I get a chance to share this series with anyone. It's a little old, and while a lot of people once loved it, I don't really know anyone our age who likes it. I mean, I'll follow a few Rambler blogs, but never mind that. It would have been okay if you didn't like the book at all, but in any case, thanks for giving it a chance. And I'm even happier to hear you're liking the silly old book series as much as I hoped you would. She was hoping I liked it? I know, it was no problem at all. I loved every second of it. That's awesome. I used to freak out at just the thought of talking to her. I would always get giddy and nervous, but I've been able to have more and more conversations like this with her recently. I'm glad I gave this book a chance too, Steph. I feel like my understanding of Steph and who she is has grown considerably thanks to this discussion. Before I forget, I should return this to you. I'll pull up the first Around the Galaxy from my bag. Oh, cool. I pass the book back to her. I thought, okay, brush hers as you take it. She inspects the book for a moment, flicking through the pages. Is it okay? I made sure to take extra special care of it. Steph closes up the book with a snap. Yeah, sorry. Just another bad habit of mine. Sorry. She sheepishly stuffs the book back into her bag. What was that about? Oh, I knew I had a spare one in here. Steph pulls out another book. There's a familiar font and front cover. Around the galaxy and 80 years beyond the Milky Way. The anticipated sequel? You might not believe this, but this one's even better. Really? Yeah, you can find out for yourself. Take it home with you. Oh wow, thanks. She passes it to me. It looks the same as the other one. I inspected some more and there's another limited edition gold sticker inside. Even though it's limited edition? Yeah, don't worry, it's just another spare. How many copies of these books does this girl have? Wow, thanks. I look forward to starting it soon. Getting absorbed into it. Me too, you gotta tell me what you think of this one compared to the first. We didn't even get to talk about the first because you were so excited about what I thought of it. While I like Beyond the Milky Way more, I respect a lot of the original style and flair that cannot be recaptured. But this one still comes out on top. I have a 200-page discussion with someone on a forum once about this, you know. But what? Crazy, right? A bit. Don't worry, I'll try not to talk your ear off. While I may not even mind the excuse to talk to you. But speaking of which, you didn't answer all of my questions yet. Alright, I carefully put the sequel back into my bag for later. So about the last chapter, that was the best one. I know, right? What about the scene where Zacharias flies the ship into the dark hole? I couldn't stop turning the pages. We talked exactly for the remainder of lunch, bonding over the book. Her vast knowledge of background information on the book and its world is simply overwhelming, but fascinating and weirdly cute. Steph's deep love for this series is evident, and this is the first time I've ever seen her be so passionate. She's usually so cool and reserved. Her opening up to me like this only amplifies my curiosity and drive to get deeper into these books. We talk and talk until there is no lunch left. Brain, and just like that, lunch was over. Ouch. Oh yeah, I forgot. Maisy isn't feeling too grand. What was that? I would say look out for that branch above you, but I suppose it's a bit late for that now. Yeah, you think? Who knew this headache could possibly get any worse? Anyways, that's not important. We have so much planning to do for tomorrow's trip. Are you gonna feel well enough for it? What? Lunch literally just ended. We gotta go to class now. What? Really? Yeah, you were asleep, Maisy. I slept through all of lunch. Apparently so. Impressive. Ugh. We can always continue it in the group chat later. But I had all of these cool ideas and plans to talk about. Like we said, we can talk about it later. And we're not ditching class for you, Maisy. No way. No, I must be strong. Prepare yourselves for tonight, then. I have so many cool things I want to do in Sydney tomorrow. You're going to love hearing about it tonight. If it involves any sort of wrecking, then no thanks. Oh boy, there's a nervous energy in the air as we remember that the trip to the city is tomorrow. That said, it's nice to see Maisy have her usual energy back. Her attitude and energy gets us all into high gear for events like tomorrow, at the very least. Her energy can be quite infectious after all. In a good way. We head inside and go off to our classes. I sit around in class and watch the minutes go by. Friday afternoons are always so lazy like this. They basically drag on forever. Especially with this spontaneous trip coming up tomorrow. I hope it goes okay. I guess we'll talk more about it tonight. It should be fun. There's no reason to freak out, Sid. No reason at all. It's all in the past. There's no reason at all. I tell this to myself over and over till the day ends. Well, if you don't even ponder it, then there's nothing there. But of course, experiences always live with you. Friday afternoon, week 7. The bell goes. I walk out to my class and enter the mass of students going down the corridor. I stop by a staircase. Before I can consider anything though, I recall my promise with Steph. Right, I can't let her down. I promised her that I would be there this afternoon. I tell Maisy I won't be on the bus. She doesn't seem to mind. Steph said to meet me by the music room, so I should head there. I'll make my way to where I think the music theatre is. I'm not usually down at this end of a school. End of a school. Deep breaths, Sid. Deep breaths. In, out. This isn't a big deal. You're just doing her a favour. You're just helping her to carry her cello home. I mean, sure, this will be the first time you've really hung out alone after school. You'll be fine, right? I turn the corner and find the entry to the theatre. It's a big space. Our school is famous for its music programs, so it's naturally quite well presented. Even professional orchestras have performed here. As I make my way down the steps and past the seats, I see there are still people here on the seats and on stage, even though school is out. There's a few vaguely familiar kids adjusting their instruments and chatting or packing things away. I politely smile and nod to the people I recognise from my classes. I wonder if they even know who I am. And there's Sid. Steph, as I say. Oh, there's Sid. Oh, hey, Sid. Ah, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you again. Oh, no, it's fine. I got lost in my own head sometimes. Yeah, I get like that too. I guess that's why we ran into each other earlier. We weren't really paying attention, were we? I laugh. Don't remind me. I'm still so embarrassed. Anyway, while I was waiting, I picked the cello up and it's all ready to go. Steph gives the case next to her a nice smack. Whoa, it's huge. That's what she said. No, now's not the time. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said I needed help carrying it. The case is at least half the size of Steph alone. Hopefully we won't need a third person or something. Thanks for helping me out, by the way. Everyone is so busy in the afternoons. I want to be able to take this home before Friday without your help. I would really appreciate it. Oh, get it together, Sid. Happy to help. Don't say it's no problem. Say something positive. I'm happy to help. Glad to hear it. Anyways, Steph goes around to one side of the case and places her hand on the handle. Shall we get moving? Yeah. I go to the other side and grab the handle. Ready? Yep. Okay. As Steph lifts her side, I lift mine too. Ugh, it's heavy. What the hell is in here? A pile of bricks? Nope, just a cello. I try to not make my straining too obvious. Alright, we good? Steph seems to be doing okay though. Yep. Alright, nice and slow. There is a sensitive musical instrument worth hundreds of dollars in here after all. No pressure. No pressure, man. Steph and I waddle along through the school, delicately carrying the huge case through school. As we journey through some tight doorways, steps and exits, it's a desperate struggle to keep the case safe. No, my left! Oh right, sorry. Alright, we gotta back up through this doorway to keep going. Whoa, watch your step there, I nearly tripped. Oh, thank you. Bump. Ouch! Oh, are you okay? I'm fine, don't worry about me. Just a light tap on the shoulder. A little concussion never hurt anyone. Yeah. It's a surprisingly fun bonding experience navigating the heavy box through a maze-like corridors. We avoid every staircase we can and use all the accessibility ramps. I don't blame you, actually. Eventually we are outside and free. We set the case down for a moment. Phew, that was harder than I remembered. Probably because you had me slowing you down. No, you were fine. I'm used to yelling and arguing with my mom or Tammy when lugging this thing around. You've been super helpful. Oh, but we're not done yet. Now I've got to take it all the way to mine. Alright, let's do this. We both grab our ends of the case and follow the footpath. Gosh. So, where are you up to and around the galaxy anyway? Well, I was just got up to a bit where Captain's Steph and I get into an extensive discussion as to why Captain Zetras is the coolest main character in any story ever. Sorry. Don't know how to pronounce that name, the one beginning with Z. She shared some interesting facts about him, along with some insights I never considered. She seemed really into it. We talked for ages about it. I haven't read much more yet. Oh, okay. But I'm liking what I've read. We talk about around the galaxy for a little bit, then just idly chatter. She insists on not spoiling things for me. Time passes and we carry the huge case back to hers. The conversation eventually slows down and we walk in pleasant silence. Usually silences can feel super awkward, but for some reason it feels nice just to be in Steph's company. Or at least it would be if my arms weren't killing me. We're more than halfway there, but I feel like my arms are going to cramp up. This thing is super heavy. Sheesh, give up a brave face, Sid. Don't let her know that you're secretly a weakling, although that's hardly a secret. Are you okay, Sid? Yep. Are you sure you can take a break? No, I'm fine. I can go for another 20 kilometers like this. It's best to be honest. Well, now that you mention it, I could go with a break actually. Sounds good to me. Besides, my arms are killing me. She's getting tired. She's hardly showing any pain or tiredness at all. Just how good at keeping cool is Steph. Luckily, we're passing by a park. We sat the case down in some nice grass. Whew. We both sit at each other's side of the case. I took a deep breath and stretch. Yep, my arms really did need a break. I hear rustling from beside me. I turn around and find Steph is lying on the grass, her body stretched there. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just relaxing a little. Should I lie down too? Why not? It's a nice day. I stretch out and fall back into the grass too. Ah, isn't this? See? It's nice, isn't it? It sure is, man. It sure is a lovely occasion. The grass is quite nice for this part of Australia. It's not quite American lawn lustrous green, but it's surprisingly soft and nice. It is actually quite comfortable. Yeah. Steph stretches and yawns in her place in the grass. She's mad. Without having much to say, we sit in silence here for a bit. Tammy and I used to come here and play all the time. We used to have a lot of fun at that crummy playground over there as kids. She would push me so high on that swing. I went flying so many times, but I never cared. I just loved being around her. This place was our only Steph suddenly stops herself from finishing. What was that word she was going to say? What were you going to say? Nothing, but don't worry about it. We had good times here is all. Tammy sounds like a good big sister. Do you miss her when she's not here? You have no idea how much I miss her sometimes. She's the best. It sounds like she loves you a lot too. Well, you're a big sister too, don't you? You must know what it's like. I mean, yeah, I do, technically. It's just, there are nearly 12 years between us. The age gap is so huge that she sometimes feels like a cousin who comes and visits more often, rather than an actual sister. By the time I was old enough to really get to know her, she was moving out at 18, after fighting with Ma. Sorry, didn't mean to say so much. No, I get it, family drama. It happens. But yeah, I don't feel that close to her. She even has kids now, 2 of them. I guess she just isn't the traditional idea of what a sibling is meant to be. Don't let that stop you, though. I mean, you have different circumstances, but even if she's so much older and with 2 kids, she's still your sister. Don't lose that relationship, because you never know when she might be too far away to reach again. You know what, Steph, you have a brilliant point there. Steph looks away and gulps a little. Something gets eaten away at her, but I don't think I'm close enough to ask her what's going on. I don't want to overstep my boundaries more than I should, but least I could do is be there for her. You're right, she is my one and only sister, and even if her dumb kid peed in my bed, I shouldn't let myself drift away from her. Wait, is that why? Because her kid peed in your bed? Well, I mean, I always feel distant, but I was mad when he did that. The smell wasn't gone for weeks. But Sid, you've got to remember that the kid was incredibly young back then. Didn't you always wet yourself when you was a baby? She wasn't even sorry. He's at that age where that happens. Well, don't put him in my bed then. Okay, Sid. From Sid's perspective, yes, it's annoying and it smells. But from the mother's perspective and the child's perspective. He didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Everyone tells me to get over it, but it was so gross. What? You're funny, Sid. Huh? You're so real and upfront about some funny and bizarre things. I often enjoy my time with you. Aww. Steph sits up. Anyways, I'm all rested up. Time to get moving again. Right. She likes cutting me short sometimes, doesn't she? I sit up from the grass and gradually stand up. My arms are feeling a bit better. I should be alright till we get to Steph's house. Steph looks at me and freezes. Sid? How do I put it? She stretches out her hand. What is she doing? Don't tell me she's going to tell me how she really feels. She stretches her out further and closes it to my face. Yes, Steph. 1,000 yeses. Go home to before. There's kangaroo play. Damn it. That's not what I thought was. The smell's not gonna go away for weeks. Really? Yeah, just a little bit is caught on the backside there. Yeah, someone who lies around and reads in this park all the time. The #1 rule is to check for kangaroo blank before lying down. This can't be real. I check my hair and I feel an ominous clump in my hair. Why am I like this? I swap my hands through my hair and it's gone. It's all gone. Steph is laughing harder than I've ever heard before. She's unresponsive. I'm going to go home and have the longest and hottest shower before bed. Steph is still laughing. Nah, Steph of all people snorts while she laughs. Now I can't help but laugh too. It's a bit of a goofy situation, but it's nice to laugh like this after a serious conversation like that. Eventually we collect ourselves and continue our journey to Steph's house. This is the kind of thing that Maisy really wanted us to be through. Time passes and we quietly enjoy each other's company as we navigate the streets together with a heavy cello case. I apologise if that sounded incredibly similar to another word, but I promise you I did not say that word. Until we reach her now recognisable house. Actually, what I said is actually a name of a snake, so you can't despond me of that. Home sweet home. As we approach, Steph looks around cautiously. Good, no car. Nothing, just didn't know who would be home. Now that I think about it, who does Steph live with? Jayda's with her dad. Maisy is with her parents. Stu and Grace are with theirs too, but outside of Steph's sister, I don't think I know anything about her family. Steph unlocks the front gate. We walk up the path into the front steps, where we put the cello down. Right, I remember now, for whatever reason, she didn't seem like she wanted to have me inside last time when I was here. She told us to wait outside while she got the book, I remember. I better just ask instead of standing here wondering to myself, do you need a hand? Steph stands there thinking to herself. Every now and again she peeks out to the road and driveway. There are no cars in sight. She might get mad if I just leave it here, so... yeah, alright. I didn't prepare for this, but screw it. Would you mind helping me carry the cello inside? Just so that it's all out of the way and stuff. Well, of course. I didn't have any problems with being invited in. I assumed she didn't want me inside, though. Did something change? Does she think more of me, maybe? Sorry about the mess. Just try to ignore it. Mess? Steph opens the front door with a series of keys and leads the way inside. I wonder what her house is like on the inside. The blinds and curtains are always fully closed, and the outside has a distinct lack of decorations or ornaments. I take my first step inside her house, and... I have never seen anything like this with my own eyes. It's a complete mess. There's hats everywhere. There's scraps, rubbish bags, and loose objects everywhere. The floor is littered with garbage. And there is an overpowering scent of cat. This is the house of a hoarder. It's hard to hold back my surprise as my face contorts as I take in all the sights and smells. We shuffle through the front entry and past a lounge room. There is a scratched up, scrappy looking couch with dinner plates and empty wrappers. Oh my god, what is this? This is definitely why Steph didn't want us to be in here initially. How could someone who keeps himself so well live in such a filthy place? Watch your step. Of course, she stepped over a very dirty looking pile of rags. This is unbelievable. Does Steph really live like this? Who else lives here? We turn a corner and Steph signals me to put the cello down. There isn't really a clear space, so we just sit it on top of some boxes of rubbish. We stand outside a door. I don't usually let other people into my room, so I'm going to give it a quick clean and make room to put the cello down. Are you good to wait out here? Yeah, sure, no problem. Clean in there? What about the rest of the house? While you're at it, what about the rest of this place? Steph slinks behind the door and it clicks behind her. This is a lot to take in. Houses like these are not good for people. Or their mental health. No, claustrophobia is not. Also, I've heard. Hope Steph is doing okay. It's hard to tell with how closed off she can be. Suddenly I feel a presence staring at me from somewhere. I look around and from up the corridor I see it. Sitting on the armrest of a torn up couch, a black cat with green eyes, staring at me. Silently. Do not pet the cat. I decide to be dreadfully boring and stay where I am. Steph did tell me to wait, I guess. The cat stares at me indefinitely from a distance. I stand there awkwardly for a moment. Then Steph comes out from the door behind me. Okay, so... Oh, hello, Bella. Steph walks over to the couch and gives the cat an affectionate kiss and a pat. I follow behind. So, this is your cat. I now recognise her from Steph's cover photo on FaceFile. I love her. She's the cutest cat in the whole world. Well, she ties with the other three. 3? Yeah, they're a bit more scaredy cats, though. But they're around, walking around the house somewhere. They like to hide between stuff if strangers are around. She seems very non-holic about owning 4 cats. Anyway, my room is a bit cleaner, but let's not spend too much time in there. Let's just drop the cello and... Click. We hear a click in the fiddle from the front door on the other end of the house. Steph freezes. Her face goes pale. No, she isn't meant to be home. I hear the door swing open and slam shut with a thud. Stephanie? No. What's going on? Stephanie grabs my arms, panic in her eyes. You need to go now. She yanks me forward and I lurch. She pulls me through some of the rubbish and junk glitters everywhere. Stephanie, take off your goddamn headphones and come out here. We're round the corner and an unfamiliar figure stands in the corridor. An enormous woman stands there, taking up a lot of space. Her face is red and she looks furious. I'm here, Mother. This person is Steph's mum. She looks at Steph and at me. Who's this then? Nobody, just a friend. Nobody? Are you sneaking boys into the house while your mother's not around, Stephanie? No, Mother, he's just a friend who happened to carry the cello home. Oh, good, you managed to get the cello home. The enormous woman takes a few steps forward. Steph whispers into my ear. Just go now, please. I look at Steph. She can't even look me in the eyes. I would go. I can tell this is awkward and bad for you, but her mother is physically taking up the whole narrow corridor. I have to wait till she turns for the kitchen. Still, it seems like you weren't expecting me home, were you, sweetie? How was swimming? Didn't go, huh? Because, Stephanie, you forgot to take my clothes out of a washing machine last night. My swimming gear was so soaked when I got up. I'm sorry, Mother. Well, sorry isn't good enough. Sorry isn't gonna dry this swimsuit. I give you food. I give you shelter. Mother, not now. Let my friend go. Shut up, Stephanie. Your friend can listen too. This is a good lesson that entitled kids your age need to hear. So I give you all this, no rent, no cost at all. Yet I ask for a few chores, some real simple tasks, and yet you somehow manage to fail them. Did you know how much I pay for that pool membership? Mother, shut up while I'm talking to you. I go to work and share this house with you, yet you can't even do the tiniest goddamn task for your mother. What kind of gratitude is that? Answer me, Stephanie. I'm sorry, I forgot. It won't happen again. Steph's mother rolls her eyes. It better not. She glances at me. Then back to Steph. You should tell your friend to get going too. Steph waddles off out of the corridor and into the kitchen. He was just going. Stephanie pulls me forward to the front door. What just happened? I mean, there's getting angry and arguing, but can a parent really speak that way to their child? Unfortunately in this world, yes. Unfortunately, that is a perfectly acceptable thing to do, because of hierarchy and all that stuff. Is this how she normally is to Steph, or was it just a bad day? And I do wonder why Steph is quite a reserved person. Sid, time to go. Are you sure? Yes, please, just go. Stephanie, why is the dishwasher still full? Come in, mother. Steph gives me a look. Here and now I see a part of Steph I've never seen before. The Steph behind the mysterious aura, friendly small talk, and the emotional barrier she sets up. A Steph who is suffering. The best thing I can do for her is not cause her any more trouble or embarrassment. I need to just leave. Steph opens the door for me. One last thing. Promise me you won't say anything about today to anyone. Huh? Please, promise me. This is my own problem. My own thing to deal with. I don't want anyone else to know. I can trust you, right, Sid? There is no choice to be made here. One answer. I promise. Thank you. Stephanie, come here now. I step outside, and the door shuts behind me. Slowly I walk away from the hoarder house, from the yelling inside. A feeling of dread sinks to the bottom of my stomach. What an afternoon. What a mixed bag. I eventually find my way onto a bus home, where I continue to ponder. It all started so nicely. Steph and I were having a good time, really bonding, even if it cost me having blank in my hair. She even trusted me enough to let me into her house. And what a situation that was. I wonder how aware she is that this house is no place to be living in that condition for sure. I bet she is the cause of it too. Steph doesn't strike me as a lazy or filthy person. I bet even her room is nice and clean. Her mother seems the type to hoard and live in filth without stereotyping too much. I wonder where her father is. And surely Tammy is aware of the state of the house. What is she doing about this? But that explains why Tammy is such a tall person. It seemed like the two of them have a really strong bond. Why would she let Steph live like this? There's so many questions. Yeah, I would say that if you were ever going to talk to anyone about this, Sid, it would be to Tammy herself. And so few answers. I should hope Steph is okay. This haunting look at Steph's home life has helped me understand her a bit better. What a rough end to the week. I hope the march and trip tomorrow goes okay, despite this. But likely now more than ever, she is going to try distance herself from me. She was mortified at the end of this afternoon, and justifiably so. I may need to grow close to her via some other way if I want to hang out with her again. I want to understand and help her. This isn't a living situation anyone should have to put up with. But I promised her I wouldn't tell anyone. Why does she trust me so much, despite not knowing me that much at all? I'll ponder these things for the rest of the bus trip home. Friday evening. I get home after hanging out just in time for dinner. I catch up with my family as we eat some chicken schnitzel. It's Dad's turn to cook on Fridays, and this might seem unusual for an old Czech man to cook, but he has fallen in love with Australia ever since coming here. He's been learning all of our local cuisine since I was a kid, but I must say, he does something mystical with chicken schnitzel. It tastes way better back at home than anywhere else, and it's just bloody crumbs chicken, sorry. We'll talk about the day trip tomorrow, but the topic eventually shifts. So, my little buddy, how's the chicken? It's great as usual. Even I don't know what he does to make it this good, Sid. And your mama knows everything. So, any luck with the girls at school? I need to spit out my food. Dad, come on, I'm just asking. There's no one. Really, no one. What about Maisy? She's always here. No, Mom, Dad, there's Oh, what about the tall girl who was here on Tuesday? She was tall, but most importantly, had strong-looking wide hips. Perfect. No. Let's not go there, please. Perfect for that. Oh my god, no, don't talk about my friends that way. Besides, do you really want more grandkids? Or is it someone else? Huh? Someone we ever met? Are you like your dad, and are you looking at a mysterious girl in your life? He's visibly winks, okay? You were at a girl's house I didn't know last week, were you? Was I? I don't know. What was her name? Maisy was there too. Stephanie? Hey, jackpot, Mum smiles. Which of these girls are you taking to the dance? Why are you assuming I'd take one of them? Oh, I don't want to think that my little squid would go alone to a dance. Too sad. Gee, thanks for the support, Mom. Yeah, thanks, Mom. So who is the lucky girl? Don't worry, we won't tell them. Why are they almost as bad as everyone at school? I guess I could just make up what the Jayda. Why not? I might as well say Jayda. I don't really know if I fully mean this or not, but they'll tease me no matter what I say. I've been spending some more time with Jayda since the art expedition. Ah, good choice. Squid knows. What the heck? This is not about that. Not about that, Ma. Sure, she's taller than you now, but you still have room to get taller than... Mom, gross. All of that. I'm not saying you should be like Hanika. Wait, a while before having... Okay. This is so not my point. If anything, we just go to the dance. There are no plans for that. Not with that mindset. Just take it one step at a time, okay? We're not here for that. We're here for the past thing before we consider plans for the future things. I roll my eyes so hard it hurts. I pick up my cleaned plate and glass. I don't know why I even said anything. Dan blows a hearty laugh. Ah, Squid, come on. This advice is terrible. I don't have time for this. I stand up and gather my plate and glass. They continue giggling to each other as I go to the kitchen and dump my dishes in the dishwasher. I go down the corridor to my room. See you in the morning, Squid. I'll have a big breakfast ready for you. I want to stay mad, but if she's cooking breakfast... Thanks, Mom. I open the door and go in. Upon entering, I collapse into my bed. There was a mortifying... If that was. I really hope nothing comes of it. I pull up my phone and see a few notifications coming from a certain group chat, of course. Oh, okay everyone, fire away with your ideas. Preparing for the onslaught messages and start packing things for tomorrow. A water bottle, my dual screen, my wallet, maybe a book, basic supplies to survive in the wild. There's a notable silence. Hey, come on guys, we're gonna rock Sydney's world tomorrow. The city though? Well, there's this lovely looking exhibition by a local artist. That I'd love to see. He's an impressionist originally from Thailand. I would love to see that. Alright. Look, Maisy, just shush, okay? You're the one who wants to cause trouble and drink, okay? Oh, that may cancel my suggestion out too. There's a whole roadmap of bookstores I want to check in on. She mightn't have been as affected by earlier today as I thought if she's online and in the group chat. Of course I can't tell via just text. She might just be putting up a front. Oh god, why will... Maisy, you're the only one who wants to make a ruckus out of everything. There's this arcade I heard cool things about. They serve pizza and have laser tag. Now I'm right there with you there, Jade. Please, I ask for... Maisy, you're the only one who wants to do something different and illegal. Wait, she isn't talking about that one place, is she? What was it called again? I kind of blocked it out along with everything else. Come on, guys, ideas. Why don't we just chill out in a park? That's what we always do. All we do is sit around and greenie all lunch. That's a nice idea. Grace inserts a bizarre gif of a cartoon character say boy while holding his hand out. What does that even mean? It's a roast. What's your bright idea then? Maisy is silent. Grace inserts a gif of someone giving the finger with both hands while walking away backwards. Look, you're the ideas people, I'm just here to help execute on your great ideas. Well, you're surely doing a great job. Keep dissing our ideas, Maisy. Geez, you really had no ideas. All of mine involved fake ID and my fake ID guy is out of town. Those people exist. It seems we are at an impasse. No, it's okay, we don't need to do anything special. You guys can tag along to Tammy's afternoon tea thing with me if you like. But you could always just go home. No, this is our only chance to be called, our one chance to be called together. I'm always Maisy, but you guys need this. I see the chat says Grace is typing. I better intervene before this gets ugly. Wait, guys, go back a sec. The name of the arcade Jayda was talking about is on the tip of my tongue. It could be the answer we're looking for. Jayda, what was that place you were talking about? Me? Who? Yeah, I think I've been there before. That games and pizza arcade parlor near the CBD. It's been so long. Oh, it's nothing special. I just found it on Google after we all agreed to do some research. It was called Side Quests and Consumables. I hear the light bulb flick on above my head. Of course. SQC. I loved going there. I start typing that, but I delete it. Instead I write, I'd like it the couple of times I went there. What's it like? Well, for one, they let you in even if you're under 18. They open it relatively late, so we could stay there till we had to go. But most importantly, they have tons of cool stuff. They have heaps of arcade games, pool tables, and they even have a room for card and board games. Wow. Huh? But most importantly, they serve pizza and all kinds of snacks. They have a laser tag arena, a ball pit, dodgem cars, and more. This sounds like heaven. It's like a dream. How did I forget? Did I block it out, I wonder? Only in Sydney can they have these crazy establishments. Where is it and how does it fit all this? Oh, they're on the top floor of the old mall. Even though it's old and less popular, there's still a lot of shops still open around there. It's right near the train station too. Convenient. A mall? Say no more. I don't know about all this nerdy game stuff, but I like pizza and shopping, so why not? We've got nothing else at this point anyway, lol. Sounds good. Grayson says a gif of a comedian reclining in sunglasses and sipping slowly from a drink. Is that a positive or no? That's a good thing actually, I think. Well, who doesn't like pizza, I suppose? Only monsters. Nice find, Jayda. Oh, and thanks. Well, I guess you guys can check it out after the march if you like. Oh, you're not coming? There's a pause. I will see how I feel. Don't let that stop you though. You guys make sure to check it out and have fun. Aww. Sorry, I have a few commitments to keep while in the city. That's understandable. Or committees. Something about the way she's saying it seems off. I wonder if something is wrong. Anyway, I will see you all at the train station in town tomorrow. Tammy and I will be there. Oh, it'll be good to probably see her again. I barely got to say anything at the expedition. She's excited to see you guys. It'll be fun. Oh, before I forget, the signs are ready. I will bring them tomorrow, catface. We finished ours too. Grace enters a big thumbs up emoji in the chat. Thanks you guys. See you all at the train station. Remember, we're catching the 8:28 AM train to the city. So Maisy, you better not drink tonight. We cannot be late, Maisy. Oh, of course, don't worry. Night. It's probably best I sleep too. I'm off too. Night, everyone. Grace sends a gif of a guy jumping into a coffin. What is it with her and strange gifts? I think I get what she's saying, but it always seems slightly off. I better get ready too. Stop talking about that. Oh no. Night, everyone. I'll follow suit. Night, guys. And I'll log off for now. I sit on my bed and finish packing my bag. I take out all my school stuff and get my casual stuff ready for the day out tomorrow. By the time this is all done, it starts getting late. Albie would be disappointed, but I skip out on Doomsday 3 tonight. I don't have the time. As I get ready for bed, I make sure to set a lot of alarms for tomorrow morning, just in case. There's a little bit of free time before bed. Read around the galaxy. I pick up the book and flip it open to where I had last left it. Finally, I can continue the adventure. I open up the second book, Beyond the Milky Way, ready to dive back in. Zatrias and the crew lock onto the signal of his long-lost partner. She's all the way across the other side of the galaxy, beyond the Milky Way. I see what they did there. They prepared to set sail for the long journey ahead. A few chapters in, I can easily say this is a great start to a sequel. I can see why Steph likes this series so much. Before I know it, it's time to head to bed. I put the book away and get into bed. I lie in bed and check FaceFile one last time. There's a message from Steph. Sorry about today. Short and simple, classic Steph. It's nice that she thought to message me and follow up despite how awkward the whole situation was. It's okay, I understand. Do you want to talk about it? There's no reply. I will take that as a no, I guess. I kinda had a feeling she'd message me like this. She seemed hardly affected in the group chat earlier. But I remember the look on her face earlier today when I left her house. I hope this doesn't affect us tomorrow. She said we would be fine, but maybe I should try to talk to her some other day. I just hope she's doing okay. I'll make sure there's nothing else I should check before going to sleep, but everyone is offline. Even though it's a Friday night, everyone goes to bed early. I guess I should follow suit. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. I don't think we've ever really spent a full day all together like that. Especially while we're all trying to organise ourselves to be at a march and navigate the big city. It should be interesting. Sydney, the city my family had to leave because of me. It'll be fine. I turn the lights off, as if my body knows about the big day coming tomorrow. I fall asleep in seconds. I have an odd dream where a monster is chasing me. It's not great. The monster had an odd, uncomprehensible form, but I just know it's coming for me. I'm back against a wall, and it goes to bite me, but at the top of the wall, someone reaches their hand out. In fact, 3 hands reach. I can't tell who is who. Do I know any of these people? I go to grab one of their hands at random. But everything dissolves at once. My heart feels like it's discovering something it didn't know it had. I drift through various dreams and scenarios in my head. I dream a while more. A long while more. In fact, it feels as if my day in the city with my friends may take a while to come. It's in this deep sleep I will remain, until the day I could awaken and finish this journey with my friends. Wherever this journey takes me, and whoever I end up taking with me beyond this journey. Talking, my path isn't set in stone. No one's is. And so I dream on, with countless possibilities awaiting me when I wake up. To be continued in the full game. I'm guessing that is going to be the case then. Dun dun dun. Hey there, thanks for playing. Those were the first 12 in-game days of LoveSick Darling. What do you mean 12? I thought it was... Oh, sorry, I was looking at for weeks. In summary, we started with intro days for the main heroines, followed up by the first major story event, the art exhibit. What kind of effects will your decisions for Jayda's life mean? All kind of things. After that, we got to relax a little with some free time and experience the fallout of the art exhibit's results firsthand. And of course, I teased the next event, the march and trip to the city. You'll have to keep an eye out for the full release to find out what happens next, especially because we never actually caught up to the promotion scene at the start, did we? You know, the scene with Maisy on the hill. I guess we'll have to find out in the full release. To be continued. If you enjoyed the demo, want to see more of this game, and to find out what happens next, please consider supporting LoveSick Darlings on Kickstarter. There are really cool rewards, including access to betas and alphas, custom backer, produced content, getting to name NPCs, exclusive Discord membership, and of course copies of the game right when it releases. It would mean the world to me if you could support this Kickstarter campaign. It's already up, it's already finished, but you can still follow the progress of the Kickstarter. I hope you can tell by playing this demo, but a lot of work went into this game, and I want to keep making this game, and have you all experience the story for yourselves. That is why I have come to crowdfunding for support. Every little bit helps, even if it isn't financial support. For example, sharing this game with your friends, posting the link to the demo and Kickstarter to your Discord communities, sharing it on your Twitter, wishlisting LoveSick Darlings on Steam, following the social media accounts, leaving a good review, or even sending it to your favourite... Okay, this seems really upstream here, to your favourite YouTubers, streamers and other content creators. All of this helps, and would help me a lot. That's the end of this little Kickstarter spill. Next, you will have the chance to review the results of this run of the demo. Thank you for playing, and for any support you can give to the Kickstarter campaign. Despite my insistence that this isn't a dating sim, I guess you must be wondering how you did. Fine, just this once I'll give you a few hints as to what the main girls think of you. That is, if you'd like me to. Absolutely. Would you like to receive my player review? It includes an overview of what each girl thought of you, a review of secrets you unlocked, and the current path the story is on. If you aren't interested, feel free to skip it. Yes, please. Please, please, please. Cool, let's go. Welcome to the review of your run of LoveSick Darlings demo version. Like I said, I hate making this game seem more like a dating sim than it is, which is why I plan on keeping stats and stuff pretty secret in the full game. But here, I could give you hints as to how you went. This will also help me a lot with playtesting and balancing the game. What I mean by balancing is mostly about tweaking choices and how easy hard it is for a player to reach certain dialogue cues and events based off your decisions. If anything I say seems grossly inaccurate or wrong in this review, please let me know immediately via Twitter so that I can fix any possible errors. That said, it's very easy for characters to grow to like or dislike you by complete accident, with one girl in particular growing to like you pretty much no matter what you do. So keep that in mind when I review how you went. Okay, I was thinking that, is there a way to even out the likeness between the three main characters? Is there a way to get an ending which all three of them like you in equal terms? Also, disclaimer, this is only a preview of what the girls think of you as of the end of the demo. Things are subject to change by final release. Well, with all that out of the way, what better way to start this play review than by seeing what Maisy thought of Sid on this run. Okay, she has the most screen time and thus the most choices for her to form an opinion of Sid. So based off of your interactions with her and others in game as Sid, Maisy values Sid's friendship quite a bit after this week, even if Sid didn't entirely agree on everything or share everything together. Sid often counts on Maisy a lot, but Sid chose not to count on Maisy for the art expedition event. He did it on his own way. She is none the wiser now, but it might not always stay that way. Will Sid continue to do things on his own? Or will he fall back to relying on Maisy? Absolutely not, unless we continue, or we start again and go down a Maisy route. This is the first of many trials where he will have to answer that question. Now, Maisy has a percent of secrets and rumours. I wonder how much Sid learned on this run of the game. The first secret has been kept so far. The second secret has been kept tight. The one about whether Nacho stayed over or not on Thursday night. There's more possible evidence to suggest that he did rather than not. Like the window opened, the thing on her neck. It's just too many evidence stacking up against her. And also the alcohol being kept on the floor. It seemed odd she wouldn't tell you, right? Maybe if Sid was more supportive of her and Nacho, she would have told him what, if anything, happened that night. Just a hint. I don't blame you for being against Nacho though. He's the worst. He is definitely the worst. Anyways, as for your decisions regarding her as Sid, Wow, Sid really didn't kiss her in the opening of the game. Are you sure you aren't going to regret that? No, not really. It's just that I can't say many people chose to do that. Just kidding. I wish Wimpy could retrieve data and put it into a database for me to see what players chose. Alas, I just have to settle for manually hearing player feedback. And setting up bizarre pre-scripted in-game player reviews too. Ah well, moving along. Maisy appreciated the support Sid gave her regarding Nacho. Even though he seems like a bad guy, he means a lot to Maisy, and you had Sid support her decision as a friend. She will remember that, and it definitely puts Sid in her good books. Regarding Otherworld, Sid progressed through Otherworld is fine, Maisy won't complain. On a bright note, Maisy is glad that Sid and Albie are seeing each other again. She knows how lonely he's been, and it's making her happy to see Sid spend time with her little brother. His birthday party is also an upcoming in-game social event. Look forward to that. If Sid is really looking to impress Maisy, I recommend he invests in time with Albie. I mean, he's a super cool kid, don't get me wrong, it's just nothing pleases Maisy more than Albie's smile. So if Sid is the reason for him smiling, well, let's just leave it at that. I think that's basically the gist of what Maisy thinks of Sid, okay? But lastly, about Maisy and Jayda's relationship. Sid told Maisy to make up with Jayda. There are many valid reasons to tell her to do one thing or the other, but apart from Sid and Maisy's conversation, Maisy and Jayda may have also had opportunities to grow closer without Sid too. With all of that in mind, the state of their friendship right now is getting better. It's a long road to recovery, but Sid's advice is letting Maisy and Jayda open back up to each other. This is about the best thing that could come of their friendship regrown at this stage. If their relationship continues to grow, you could even unlock special free time events featuring them both, like a joint hangout. This can allow Sid to grow both his relationships with him at once. If you're into that. You know, that's the kind of thing that I am going after. Trying to get as much done in as little time as possible. If you're into that. More than anything, you could just do it to see these secret 2-in-1 free time hangouts. Plus, Jayda is certainly happier with her childhood friend coming back into her life. But I do wonder if it'd be better or worse for Sid to grow or sabotage their broken friendship. There are advantages and disadvantages to the two of them being friends again. Manipulating his friends' relationships, Sid would never do that though. Would he? That's about it for Maisy, but speaking of Jayda, Jayda had a big turning point in her life this week. I mean, who knows how much or how little your actions as Sid alter her fate, but she's sticking to her, and she's happy. Admittedly, after Sid's emotional conversation with her, she has some mixed feelings, but she couldn't be happier that Sid defended and connected with her art. It fills her to the brim with pure joy and love. So with all that in mind, how does she feel about Sid now? Jayda is so ludicrously and deeply in love. She always loved Sid, but this last week or so has pushed her over the edge. Sid is her knight in shining armor. She doesn't care what he did if it was for her happiness. She loves Sid. Does Sid feel the same? Or has just being nice to her gotten out of control for him? Jayda treasures every moment with Sid, and only wishes for more time with him. Speaking of things Jayda loves talking with Sid about Master Lawyer 2. She rarely gets to really geek out with anyone, so being able to share this franchise that Sid cares about with just him is invaluable to her. That about covers Jayda 2 now. And now I guess that just leaves Sid as Steph as lucky last. The apple of Sid's eye. Steph is glad she could trust Sid with the all-important secret of her home life. She has placed a lot of trust in him, which speaks volumes, as she is not an inherently trusting person, which I can agree to some extent. She's a bit awkward now, but give her time to open back up. That was a pretty traumatic afternoon for her. Maybe you can read some Around the Galaxy until she's ready. Regarding how she feels about Sid in particular, Steph has enjoyed getting to know Sid more over the last week or so, but hasn't really formed a full opinion yet. She can tell he's a good guy though. Steph can always count on Sid for relatable and intelligent conversation. Otherwise, regarding the progress on Steph's home life, Sid only got a peek into her home life, but it made a lasting impression, it sure did. She wishes he never came over if it meant seeing that fight. Oh wow. And you waited till the last possible day to help take the cello over too. Steph mustn't be in your priorities, I suppose. Now I wonder if your opinion has changed after seeing her home life. I do get the feeling that we would have done exactly the same set of dialogue sequences with Jayda, but if we just set it all of that a day later and have Steph's request being the priority at day one of when she initially wanted us to take the cello with her, so that's literally at the beginning of the week rather than at the end of the week, I think this bit of dialogue would have dramatically changed. Regarding Around the Galaxy, Steph is really pleased with how much of a liking Sid has taken to Around the Galaxy. There's a huge part of her that loves showing her love for reading, literature and her favourite books. It's something that she can only get from her relationship with Sid. So she values that Sid has spent so much of his time on this for her. There's also one last thing on Steph's mind. She is quite positive that Sid has a crush on Maisy. Based off of how much the two of them hang out, their interactions and what they say, she can't help but think that, no matter how much Sid and Maisy protest it, she thinks that only incriminates them further. I wonder if her assessment is accurate of your time with Sid. As long as she thinks that Sid and Maisy may be into each other though, she may even try to avoid Sid out of respect for him and Maisy. Is that something Sid wants her to be thinking and doing? You may have to reconsider how Sid behaves around Maisy, especially in front of Steph, lest you give her the wrong idea about Sid and Maisy. That is, if it really is the wrong idea. Steph is a bit hard to read, so I hope this helps you understand how she feels a bit better. If you feel like you didn't see much of Steph or get to know her, that was intentional. She is definitely the hardest to spend in-game time with. If you want to find out more about her, I highly recommend doing your best to spend as much time with her as you can. And failing that, the next social event is heavily focused on her, the March. So hopefully you get to know her better then too. That's it for the main three girls, but there are a few loose ends. So Stuart, a bit of an enigma. He was originally more of a background character, but he really surpassed all of my expectations, so I'm quite happy with him. He's grown to be much more of a major player than I intended. If you're a Stuart fan, please let me know if I should include more of him. Most definitely. I think he was quite a perky character. Anyways, it may not seem like it, but Stuart's opinion on Sid can grow and change too. Stuart finds Sid interesting, and is curious to know more about him if he can. In any case, Stuart is glad Sid can keep his secret too, particularly regarding the art exhibition and the info he gave him. Meanwhile, Grace's opinion on Sid is quite static. She low-key dislikes him. Make that a solid mid-key. I wonder if you could tell why. There are a few hints scattered across the demo. Nacho doesn't like Sid, obviously. Sid is his girlfriend's best friend, so enough said. Screw Nacho anyway, to be honest. Albie thinks Sid is the coolest. He enjoys talking to him about video games whenever they do. It makes his day. What about Sid's parents? They're very minor characters who doesn't even have sprites. But there is some fun interaction with them, particularly at the last section of the game. Like, who did you tell them Sid liked? Oh, I see you wed with Sid's mother's pick, Jayda. Did what she say about Jayda's hips really speak to you? Anyway, the real question is, was your answer the truth? Or was it a tactic to keep them guessing? I guess we'll see how that works out in the full game. Now with all the side characters checked off, did you unlock any secret events? Oh wow, Sid really managed to keep Jayda win the Sid really managed to help Jayda win the art expedition on his own. Congrats! It's pretty hard to pull off compared to most things in this game at least. It's arguably if the scene where Sid saves Jayda on his own is secret, but it is relatively hard to achieve. So I figured I may as well congratulate you here if you did do it. Thank you! What do you think? Are you a Jayda fan now? I'm pretty curious, give me your feedback. Let's see if you unlocked anything else. Nope, looks like that's it. My only clue to unlocking the secret event is this demo is to hang out with a wide range of people. Failing that, make some different major decisions next run and see how it pans out. And that seems to about cover it all. Reminder, this is only a preview of what the heroines and others think of you as of the end of the demo. This does not mean these will hold up later in the game, and opinions are quite likely to change. This is just to give you some feedback as a player at this stage, and for you to tell me if you think this assessment of your time as Sid is fair. I think it definitely is fair. Now, moving along. So I just have one last question. What do you think of this demo overall? It definitely was cool. I like the characters in this game. They're very, very, what you would call understanding. In their own different ways. Like, you can be very empathetic with Jayda, for example, about her own internal struggles. But also at the same time with Maisy, you can also understand that trying out different things for a first time is cool, particularly if they're of the adult natured. And with Steph as well being a bit of an enigma throughout the entire game, it's also relatable to that. I think all of the three main characters in this game, including Sid as fourth character and protagonist, I think everyone in their own different ways has a very good factor of giving their story out to viewers, to players, to content creators, to anyone. And that makes them more individual, but at the same time very understandable as characters. So it was cool. I'm glad you liked it. Let me know via LoveSick Darling on Twitter what you liked about this demo and what could be improved. I also love to hear what your general thoughts of the characters themselves are, so please message away. Anyway, in summary for demo, Maisy, Jayda and Steph are the three main girls Sid can grow relationships with in this story. This demo covers nearly the first half of the game. The plan is to have just over 2 more in-game weeks added to the story for the final product. You can bet each of those weeks are gonna be packed full of content like these ones, with even more free time segments to boot. The introduction pretty railroaded, but hopefully the free time you got on the weekend and the week following was a good indicator of what the game should feel like from now on. There'll be much more choice in who you get to hang out with. For the first week it was necessary to dedicate a day to each of the girls, then to have Thursday and Friday in-game dedicated to a big art expedition. Speaking of which, what do you think of the first social event? These events are almost always major turning points of the characters in the story. Jayda's comes in real early, but it defines her character for the rest of the story. It affects what she does, what she thinks of you, who she is, and much more. Were you happy with the amount of choices in a social event? It may not seem like much now, but I promise nearly every choice you made has already changed many little things about the story. Because there are times in games, in visual novels, where in a huge conversation, the dialogue slightly changes depending on different choices that you made throughout the game. Like for example, if we were to include Maisy along with the plan to allow Jayda to win the Student's Choice Award, I believe there would have been dramatic changes, such as other people may have been coming along, because remember, in this run, Steph and Tammy didn't come along even though they wanted to, but of course I would believe that Maisy would get to inform as many of the students as possible to vote for a particular painting. Whether or not she would choose to tell them that that painting is Jayda's is entirely different. On that note, I highly recommend revisiting some of the free time events and doing your best to check out as many people's free time events as you can. A lot of work went into them to make them feel meaningful and unique, and I'd love for you to see them yourself. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the characters. Would you like to see more or less of anyone in particular? I would say though that Maisy definitely bombarded, like, I would say half of the game in time with a character in conversation was just with Maisy. Maisy and or the twins, Jayda, Steph, but usually most of the time it's just Sid and Maisy, which I think screen time, but I think that is probably what the developers were going for. They wanted as much in-game screen time as possible with Sid with their best friend. Please feel free to share any thoughts of the game you have with me via social media. Anyways, follow me for updates and demos and more. Once again, there is that on Twitter as well. And please consider supporting the Kickstarter campaign if you enjoyed this demo, especially if you'd like to see more of this game and find out what happens next in the story. Yeah, I believe they got to 188% of their Kickstarter funding, which is brilliant. Please stick around for the credits screen to appreciate all of the amazing people who helped me. This game wouldn't be here without every single one of these people. I thank them all from the bottom of their hearts, because I'm not the one who's speaking on behalf of the developer, for helping one get this far. Hey. Okay. It's all in purple. Purple's my favourite colour, but we got red heart for Maisy, yellow heart for Jayda, and blue heart for Steph. I'm not going to read all that out loud. Ooh. So there's like a gradient on the logo, which kind of includes all of the characters' colours gallery. Okay, there are 2 more events, which I would believe would be unlocked during specific scenes. For example, one would be unlocked on Maisy's route and the other would be unlocked on Jayda's route, because we didn't see the one for Jayda's route. We didn't manage to go to the event because the game ended on Friday evening. So obviously as the full game comes about, it would be Saturday morning and when everyone wakes up. But also, who was the hand that grabbed Sid in his dream between Friday night and Saturday morning? I don't know. I did say in one of the previous episodes endings that I would be going through all of the demo. I would say I'm going to reserve that until the full game comes along. But I would just like to say though, there's a blue heart, red heart and yellow heart representing each of the characters. And hold on, this is not it. About. There's purple font. I'm not sure if the purple font just is something that we shouldn't take into account about the hidden mechanics in the game, but for what I can think of, there might be a way to get multiple characters to essentially love you at the end. Not in that way, but just love you emotionally, as in like a partner sort of thing. Who knows, but I do believe that just looking at the purple on the screen, it kind of is just staring at you in the face and tells the player that there could be a way to ensure that all of these 3 hearts could be connected to the main character. But therefore, that's just my own hypothesis. I do believe that in the full game, there aren't just endings with one specific character, there are endings with multiple characters together. Not saying multiple as in like Sid and one of the other characters, I'm saying like Sid and 2 other characters. or all 3 characters. So that would be 4 other endings, because obviously there would be Stephanie and Jayda, Stephanie and Maisy, Maisy and Jayda, and then Stephanie, Maisy and Jayda. But that's just my own 2 cents. But there we go, folks. But I'm not going to cover the rest of the game. I'm going to cover the rest of the game when the full game is released, rather than going about the different other routes that you can find in the demo. But if you would like me to go through those different scenarios, then please do feel free to communicate any way, shape or form, either on Twitter or just in the comment section below. Please do. You'll find my Twitter account in the description below, and also in the description below you can also find a link to where you can download this game so that you can try it for yourself. Sorry, my words are getting all jumped up here. You can play this game for free. There's absolutely no cost to it. I believe that the full game would have a price tag on it, but that is definitely something that I would get behind. But thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been the demo to LoveSick Darlings. What do you think about this ending outcome? Could I have done something differently other than what I mentioned earlier about the timing of helping Steph out with her cello? Could we have done it on the first day rather than at the last day? Because I believe we would have gotten exactly the same outcome with Jayda and playing games and all that, and the game recommending us to only talk to her about games at Wednesday afternoons and Sunday evenings, because I believe that outcome would still be the same. But thank you all so much for watching, and see you all when the full game releases. I believe it's Q3, so that'll be in the summer. Have a wonderful day, folks, and take care of yourselves.